And we're live. I thought I would go live very quickly from my apartment because I didn't have time to go to Liberate. So here I am in my apartment again. So if it's glitchy, be patient with me. Yeah, please be patient with me and the live stream. Yes, I'm waiting for you guys to come into the chat. We're going to talk about them supplements, all right? Because you know I'm not a big supplement person, but first I got to get this. You guys like my Johnny Carson background? You guys are like, it's gone, yay, it's gone. So, still can't get this right. I'm doing this on the fly. All right, here we go. We finally got it. Now, I want to talk about my favorite supplements as of late. Everyone coming in, hey, Deborah, my mod's in the house. And I'm not a supplement pusher, but I've tried these particular supplements. They're great for low carb, high fat, but they are like so amazing for keto and keto carnivore people, and I'm about to explain why. You ever heard of sweetbread? Well, I heard of that years ago, didn't pay attention. It's so amazing how, what's good, good, Alex. It's so amazing how, well, no, not just liver, honey. There's no liver supplements here. Okay, I don't need to take liver. Oh, let me get my favorite supplement, right? This is my number one. Hold on, guys. I promise I'll be back. All right, so, all right. Let's get into this, okay? All right, so we're going to get into my favorite supplements. All that you really need. No, sweetbread is not. All right, so check this out. So I realized that, no, not brain, close to the brain. I realized that a lot of you who actually do keto or keto carnivore, even low carb, high fat, are coming from the world of I'm tired, I don't sleep well, I store fat in crazy places, I'm estrogen dominant, I have a thyroid problem, I have aches and pains, I've got digestive issues, and I've got an itis, inflammation, inflammatory response, and I've got skin issues, and I got poop issues, and hormonal issues, sex hormones and blah. So that's really like a general description of the things you guys are coming from. And it's very difficult. Now, I am against supplements, the abuse of them. And a lot of you guys are taking sleep aids, you're taking too many digestive enzymes for too long, the wrong probiotic for you, sauerkraut. Like, y'all don't realize that taking sauerkraut or kimchi or kombucha and all this kind of stuff is one of the worst things you can stick in your body if you have a histamine intolerance issue, which is started by leaky gut, which most of you have. A lot of you have Candida overgrowth. So I could bring out the monolaurin too, but that's not my fave right now. So my favorite are these two, and this company is the bomb. So this is called Ancestral, and it's desiccated. Yes, to like up the stream, we got 30 whole people in the house. YouTube is just being weird with people are not getting my notifications. So here we go. So don't forget to like up the stream. You actually got a notification for this one. Most people don't. So I have almost 100,000 subscribers, but a lot of people aren't getting the notification. It's kind of sucky, but I digress. People can watch the replay. So Ancestral is a company that's so great, and I decided, because I don't need liver, right? You can't beat the real thing. You can't beat real liver, okay? You can't beat that. That's the bomb right here. Grass-fed liver has almost everything that you need to heal the body. So I can't stand when people are like, oh, should I take multivitamins? I'm like, no, garbage. No multivitamins. Why would you go and take something that's been chelated and chemically activated and then has the wrong dosage for you, right? Because your body may have intolerance to too much E, for example, in a multivitamin. But when you have nature's finest, right, Mother Nature, your body knows how to take, absorb, utilize, if you don't have to, extreme leaky gut, but it knows how to be its own pharmacy rather than being dependent on what happens when you take something general that everybody takes. So I'm going to show these to, somebody said something. Thank you, the grease guy. How long do you get back into ketosis after your carb load? Okay, I'll answer that in a sec. Thank you, Paul. Okay, so this is the company, so you guys can do a screenshot of it. I don't work with them at all, but I actually might call them up because these people are the bomb. Instead of selling these ridiculous keto products, why? When you can do this. So this is desiccated thymus, right? So thymus is, and it's really like you should do both if you have histamine. So this is desiccated kidney. Now, I prefer that you guys try to find kidney. Now, it's not always easy to get a grass-fed kidney. If you look real hard, sometimes lamb kidney is actually a little bit more palatable for kidney, but how you cook it. So if you were to take kidney, for example, you would have a filter under your tap, run it under water, or let it sit in cold water for about an hour, or people might sit in cold apple cider vinegar, but kind of defeats the purpose if you have a histamine intolerance, to get out this sort of metallic taste, cut the membrane off. So that's why I like to just run it under water to kind of pull out the bitterness. But if you have a hard time finding these parts of an animal that are grass-fed or an animal that's well taken care of and pastured. Yes, and Deborah's saying to book a consultation, don't forget to go to stephanieperson.com. And I'm going to answer that question about carbs. I trust. If you want to book a consultation, you can go to stephanieperson.com, or if you want to join my keto course, which does low carb, high fat, and keto carnivore, also go to stephanieperson.com, or you can get free content here or on my Facebook, which is Stephanie the Business Person, or my Instagram, which I have a lot of fun with because I put up information every single day, especially on the stories, Stephanie Ketogenic. So check this out. So I, even though I've been on keto for almost 12 years, it's very interesting. Like if you're not getting the right source. So I thought maybe I have DAO deficiency or diamine oxidase deficiency. So let's, la cucaracha. Let's see what happens. Speaking of la cucaracha, my building, this apartment building, became infested with cockroaches. I know, disgusting. Probably from the person who used to live below me. So it's been a problem. I don't like the chemicals that they spray, but it's been sprayed 3 times. Finally got pissed at my landlord and was like, you know, and then other people started calling the city and all this kind of stuff. So they had to go and find somebody to seal it and spray it. But I started getting these bites, right? Because cockroaches do bite, but typically you won't notice, especially if they're small ones. You won't notice it until your body builds up an intolerance to the saliva, which happened to me. So like a small bite on someone else would turn into a huge welt on me. And I was like, you've got to be kidding. So inflammation, histamine, let's try this stuff out. Well, I'll be damned. This stuff works. It doesn't cure or produce more DAO in terms of getting your body to produce DAO. You have to get your body under less stress and in a nice calm state to get the DAO, diamine oxidase production, to start working again to battle the histamine response in your body. But this helps with the production. And so it's thymus. This one is thymus, right? So that one's thymus, as you can see. thymus, and this one is kidney. So I'm just thoroughly pleased. Okay, so it says to take 6 a day. And it's like, if you're a carnivore, it doesn't even, it's so awesome. So you don't have to take multivitamins with K1 and all this plant source nonsense in it as a multivitamin. You can just get it from like these 3 sources. Like, I can't even speak more highly of like using real liver. You don't need desiccated liver. Get real liver. You're going to get more value out of it, more iron out of it, more vitamin C out of it than getting desiccated. Obviously, using real sweetbread or using real kidney is going to be better. But if you on the go like me, see, la cucaracha, ya no puede, something. Anyway, yeah, so this is one of the things I wanted to talk about, that we don't want to abuse supplements, right? But at least, yes, to subscribe to my keto course. Deborah is reminding you guys to go to stephanieperson.com. Now, before I go more into supplements, I'm going to answer the question about how do you get back onto keto if you fall off from the grease guy? How long do you go back? How long does it take to go back into ketosis after carb load? So the grease guy, everybody is very different, but I've kind of noticed it takes around like probably 5 days, and some people go to 10. Unfortunately, depends if you had very, very unstable blood sugar before. Now, I don't like throwing around this word ketosis because most of y'all are not keto adapted. You can produce ketones, which they call ketosis, but that doesn't mean that your body is consistently using ketones. Now, know that, and there's a big difference. So I should do a video about the difference between ketosis and keto adapted, because they ain't the same, honey child. Now, you can, like someone like myself, I can go through my menstrual cycle and have my hormones go crazy, especially around the ovulation period, and have my blood sugar shoot way out of a ketogenic zone. But my body's going to snap back really quickly because I've been doing this for so long. And you could go through an event, you can almost be hit by a car, like when I'm on my bicycle, and blood pressure, blood sugar spikes like crazy because that's a fight or flight response, and my body the blood sugar will drop, and the blood pressure, the blood sugar will drop back to a ketogenic zone, and I'll go back in. But when you eat food that has sugar in it, even the tiniest amounts, there's something about when you're trying to adapt and there's actual like glucose from sugar that's gone through the digestive tract quickly that really blocks ketone either production or the viability of it. And because I've worked with people with the glucometers for so many years, it is so easy to see over and I get almost, I don't know, I don't think it's arrogant, but almost a little cocky in the sense of like, I'll talk to somebody and then they'll eat something with carbs or sugar or sweet fruit or strawberries, and we'll talk about their blood sugar, and they're like, yeah, it's skyrocketed. I'm like, I know. And because it happens so often. Okay. So hope that answers your question. The grease guy, not the Greek guy, that's my video guy. The grease guy. So it could be from 5 to 7 days, but you'd have to be super strict. Your fats have to go real high. And in that 5 to 7 days, you really, really not need to work out hard or skip meals, or, don't hit your fat recommendation, because it'll take even longer. And some people just don't get back to where they were because their body just goes haywire, especially if you're going through a stressful event in your life. Now, okay, so I guess people are getting more of the notifications. Now, my other 2 favorite things I'm playing with is just blending, and I should just stick them together right in one salt shaker, is using the Celtic salt, right, the gray salt, which I've spoken about before, and I've been shooting at my new studio, so I've done a lot of videos on your electrolytes, but I thought in a live stream I would talk about it because at Liberate, I'm not bringing my salt. So now I have it, I'm not bringing the liver and all this kind of stuff. So real salt, which is also by a company called Redmond. Now, I don't know if you guys can get that internationally, but in the States, it's very easy to get. And it's really cool because real salt's going to have more iodine and actual sodium. Because, you know, when you're getting the pink salt from Himalayan salt from Pakistan, if you don't know where it's sourced, sometimes there's stuff in it. It's not a really high quality Himalayan salt. So, you know, you have to, but these two, especially these two particular companies, Redmond's and Selena Naturally, these two are fantastic. So this is one, Celtic salt, which is also called gray salt, or we've got the real salt by Redmond. Redmunda. Not Mand, but Mund. And these are things that are very important tools when doing keto or keto carnivore or even low carb high fat. And one is the reason why people end up doing keto and keto carnivore is because they have leaky gut. So this stuff, eating thymus and kidney, is just beyond amazing. I can't speak more highly of it, and I don't work for this company at all. There's no affiliate program or nothing. So if I'm pushing stuff that I ain't making money on, I mean it. The real salt, Himalayan salt. So I always have a propensity to get muscle cramps if I'm not on my magnesium, point blank period. It's very important to get magnesium on any type of low carb protocol. And so I'm like, well, the gray salt's going to have more magnesium in it, and I would love to do everything as natural as possible so I don't have to get a chelated version of magnesium glycinate, which you must get. But it's been working out really well to have my electrolyte balance, because I can just stick the two in my my water flask that I take to the gym, and I'm feeling it, right? I'm feeling more energized, not just because of ketones, because people don't realize sometimes that the reason why they don't have energy is because their electrolytes are completely off. And that's what's so critical about, especially in the summertime, if you're sweating a lot, it's so important that you get your sodium, potassium, magnesium, water, and get that nice and balanced, especially, you don't want to over consume salt without getting things rich in potassium. So if you're doing carnivore, then you got to be a little bit more careful because you can get great sources of potassium from avocados and spinach, which are both, unfortunately, loaded in anti-nutrients that make people react, especially people who have issues with stones in their biliary system, and also people who've got a latex allergy and are sensitive to avocado, which a lot of people unfortunately tend to be, which then this would help with your food sensitivities. How much of each salt do you, oh yeah, and I forgot to say, Deborah, that they say to take 6 capsules, 6 per day of this. That's it. Just 6. Let's see here. Now the sodium is very, very different between everyone. So it's between 5 to 9 grams. It shouldn't cap over 9. Now I've heard people going to 11, but then you'd have to be like in the Mojave Desert, right? Sweating bullets. Then you could probably go up to 11 grams. What about beef organs? Yeah. What do you think this is? Chopped liver? This is whole liver. Well, no, actually this is, what do you think this is? Chopped liver? What about the organs? Yo, y'all know I got heart and, got a ton of liver because I went and bought from a cattle rancher pounds of the stuff. So I've got a ton in my refrigerator. Y'all know I've been showing what the heart looks like. Doesn't look like nothing scary at all. So yeah, of course. I'm always for the organ meats first. But, if you need something and you need it fast and you're not able, because some people are not able to get thymus or kidney grass-fed. And you know, even sometimes liver. But if you can find at least pastured chicken, do that over desiccated supplementation of it. But otherwise, these two for y'all got eczema, shingles, psoriasis, food intolerances, seasonal allergies, or inflammation. I'm telling y'all, these two are freaking amaze balls. And I don't mean sweaty elephant swinging hairy balls. I mean amaze balls. Booyaka! So, that's why when I wanted to go live is to kind of give a review on me trying this for any type of histamine reaction, because if I'm getting super swollen from a bite, then I'm having the overproduction of histamine, and I want to see if there's anything to do with diamine oxidase, and I think that there is, because it helped so well. Now I'm going to take your guys' questions and bounce with it, because I'm trying to learn how not to do live streams. Let me know if it's glitchy on the replay, because I am shooting from my apartment. Unfortunately, the actual Wi-Fi that I have in my apartment and the upload speed is better than Liberate. But because of where my apartment is, there's nothing I can do. It gets glitchy. So people complaining don't. I know, I'm aware of this thing. I've tried everything. So yeah, either I can film through my computer with a faster processor, might work. But I'm going to take your guys' questions. All right, here we go. Like up this stream, Keishel says. Yeah, you guys, don't forget, it's 38 likes and there's 62 people. So if you guys like up the stream, perhaps it'll help the algorithm for people to find my little humble channel. Okay, word came to smash the like button. Yeah, thank you, Keishel. How much magnesium and potassium should I get daily? So as you know, Jacob, I just spoke about, it depends on if you're sweating or not, and losing water, or where you are in your keto adaptation. If you just started keto, you're going to dump a lot of water. So the demand of magnesium and potassium and sodium is going to rise exponentially. So for example, instead of doing 300 grams of glycinate, you would up it to 6 if it didn't make your stool loose, for example, right? Or if you are sweating a lot and dropping a lot of water, make sure that you're getting that 2 to 2.5 ounces of water sipped throughout the day, and don't skip it or else you become super headachy. And I've seen this a million times, which is called the keto flu. Sounds expensive. What sounds expensive? Yeah, they're expensive. Worth every penny though. You know, people go and spend money on Starbucks coffees and junk all the time. Like, I can't with it. People spend money on useless stuff. So if you want to stop buying stuff, because like, I live here in LA. I don't go out much. I don't go out. I don't go to restaurants. I don't do any of that. So I'm able to, the money that everybody I know spends, the money that people spend, money that I know, I don't. I have a car, you guys. I never drive it. I ride my bike. So instead of putting money in my gas tank, oops, no, wrong supplement. Well, not wrong, but did I get this stuff? It is. I think I'm going to reach out to them. Maybe I can get because I don't do any affiliate programs. I haven't for years. I have a friend who's like, because I get emails, you guys, 3 or 4 times a week of me, people trying to get me to partner up with them, these junk keto products. And I'm like, nope. But I will do it for things that I love. Like, I love my deodorant from Sweden called Rosenserien. It is like my favorite, but they don't sell it in the US. So people in Scandinavia can get it, but that's it, you know? I wish they were to import it here or ship it here, because then I would try to get a program going with them, because I love it so much. I've tried every natural deodorant, and this is the best one, bar none. And you just need to literally tap it on your armpit, and you are good for hours. So I wish I could find out what the ingredients were so I could make it myself, but I don't know what it is. Deborah's like, I'm getting it right now. I'm serious, Deborah. It's amazing. Amazing. Can't speak more highly of it. Yes, honey. And you know, my girl, if she's like, I'm gonna get it right away, because she's been doing keto for a hot minute, you know she's into what I'm trying to say here. Yes, to subscribe to my keto course or low carb, high fat, or keto carnivore, go to stephanieperson.com, and then Deborah has written it in caps so you guys can see how everything is spelled. Let's see. Any advice for dark spots on the face? Yeah. finally I'm getting my melasma to go away. What a pain in the butt that was. I will do a video for those people with hyperpigmentation and how to deal with it, but not in this video because I got to go run and find all the, all the vitamin C or this conjugic acid and blah, blah, blah with hydroquinone and all this stuff that I had to put on the face. And it's very interesting because, you put it on the face, you rub it like this, and literally you could see it just rub off. You're like, get that stuff off my face. Seriously, fantastic. Yeah, so you guys might notice that because I had 2 dark spots right here. Look like little 2 clown spots. Okay, but I mean, yeah, I have freckles, so the freckles helped kind of bleed into these like spots that are going away. Let's see here. It's so funny. You're being surprised because you speak the truth, or the YouTube people. Okay, so let's see. Get down to the questions on here. Can be difficult to adapt on high-fat diet if I eat a lot of protein. Yes, and I'll explain in a minute. Jose, should blood sugar fluctuate after eating a meal, or should it be very stable the entire day? It should be stable all day except for the 2-hour window. This is very important for you guys to know. In that 2-hour window, when you digest, the body will always spike the blood sugar. So let's say if you have like a 79 and then you test your blood sugar, and this doesn't happen to everyone, but the majority, you test the blood sugar like 35 minutes after you eat, you're going to see it typically spike to 90, but it should drop back down again. After 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours max, it should drop back down to 79. If you are adapted, your stress is minimal because, your blood sugar can spike in 2 seconds. If like somebody starts pounding on my door, my heart starts beating fast and adrenaline's pumping, my blood sugar is going to spike. Let me see, after eating a meal, or should it be very stable? Okay, got that. Do you recommend omega-3 supplements? Yeah, I mean, you could do omega-3 supplements, but just make sure that, I think that, was it brain has more omega-3 in it than fish? So I got to get my hands on some brain and do a video, which I'm going to do, to take minced brain and mix it with ground beef and make hamburgers out of it so you won't even smell it, see it. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to trick a friend, right, and have them, and I'll make a hamburger with the friend and we'll eat the burgers on camera and they won't know that there's brain in it. And then I'll be like, and somebody I know who's really squeamish towards anything that's not completely sterilized, and I will be like, that's brain. And then they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, yeah, you just finished the last bite. Now what? So the supplements are fish oil supplements or krill. Just be very careful. Make sure it's of high quality. You can drop it in a glass of water. And if it starts to degrade within, I think it's 15 minutes, it's not high quality. It should stay in its capsule form. Otherwise it's expired, it's old, or I don't know. I think it's because it's expired or it's not just well quality from a good company. I assume that magnesium citrate probably could cause dizziness to somebody who is sensitive to it. Now, I've never heard of that before, but nothing gets past me anymore of weird ass stuff happening. So, yeah, I mean, you might have an intolerance. I mean, people can be intolerant to anything. It doesn't matter what it is, but the majority of people wouldn't. So magnesium citrate is great too for constipation, which is very problematic for people. Most people, what do they say? Something like 60% of Americans are constipated, or even like a higher number. So constipation would be indicative of having like hard pebbles. Skipping one day would be considered constipated. Yep. What's not cool? Officially, Gabrielle. Feeding your friend's brain with, oh, you're so funny. That's what you're saying is not cool? Yeah, but I just want to show you that the reason to do that isn't to like literally trick anyone. The reason to do that is to get people to not be afraid of, they say nose to tail, but it really should be the top of the head to tail, that these organs are just so, they're a life changer with people who are suffering. They are a life changer. They're a game changer. They're a life changer. And for years, those organs were thrown out because people weren't eating them. And so the wave is coming soon. People like me, unfortunately, make it difficult and drive the prices up of organ meats because people start buying it, unfortunately. You know? Yes, Deborah's reminding you guys to like up the stream. There's 45 people who've only liked, so try to like up the stream to help bring people to this channel by collapsing the chat window and hit the thumbs up and then reopen the chat window or icon. I take magnesium citrate at night for capsules. Then in the morning, I feel dizzy trying to figure out what it can be. I don't know. It's like when you have a sensitivity to something, like I was taking slippery elm all the time and it was giving me slight little weird palps. And then I did an allergy test, and that's when I found out I was like, what's going on? I'm getting like huge lumps. I pinged for anything with trees, grass, and cockroaches. Weird, right? So you could be sensitive to it. Don't take 4 capsules. Take 1 and see what happens. And then try to find the reason why you are having the constipation and why you need to take citrate. Super important to rotate organ meats or it'll I would say it's important to rotate if you have histamine intolerance, which is why people start eating organ meats, or you can use here's liver medicinally. Okay, you can use it medicinally. I still need to do a video on this company. They gave me a massive deal on my organ meats. I'm gonna do a proper video. How about hair loss during keto? And the thing is, I'm always shocked when people don't know why their hair is falling out, but I realize that most people do keto videos just like, oh my God, keto is so amazing, intermittent fasting is so amazing, so fabulous. And then nobody ever says the dark side of doing it wrong, or what horrible symptoms to look for. Hair loss is typically indicative of having low thyroid function, and it was always there. It's just that you start doing keto the wrong way. There is a wrong way, or you didn't graduate slowly into it, which would be the wrong way, or your fats are too low, or your protein's too high, or you can't get your stress down, you don't sleep, and the body doesn't know how to use ketones. Hence the problem of adapting. You actually have to teach it how to adapt because it's addicted to carbs and sugar, and it can make sugar out of your muscle. You don't need to eat any carbs for your glucose to spike real high, to actually diabetic high numbers. And so, it's important to learn as much as you can about your existing health before trying something dietarily that's new. Because if you're not using ketones and you've dropped your carbs out, the brain's like, okay, this is a high performance Bugatti car, okay? And this isn't even a Tesla, this is a Bugatti. And there's no gasoline going in, but you're still putting on the gas 100 miles an hour. That makes the hair fall out. It's the body's stress response when the hair falls out. Because you're not adapting, and then there's no carbs. So you're not doing things the right way. Would you recommend any other organs? Yes, I recommend brain, tongue, heart, kidney, liver, thymus, intestine, like all of that. But the best is liver, and probably the easiest to find. I don't know how long you should take part of Alco. I think, let me see if I'm pronouncing it right. in America, they don't put a D at the end, so it's just PAU, but ARCA supplements. So that's for people who have Candida overgrowth, not herbs. So this would not be for carnivore people, but this would be for keto carnivore people. But if you have a Candida overgrowth, I never heard of a time limit on it. People drink it as a tea. They'll have it as an extract and, drop a few glasses in water. It's actually quite a good tea. So I don't know. I don't know how long you could take it for. Probably a long time. Let's see here. Would you recommend any other organs? Yeah, okay, with that. Is it hello? Wait, is it too low if I eat 70 grams of, I am in kilos of weight? I feel, are you a woman? Jose, okay. I feel low in energy and tired on high protein. Thank you, Jose, for proving that sometimes people have a hard time with protein. You're probably, excuse me. Jose, what type of protein are you eating? Because if you're eating it too fast and it's on the leaner side, it'll spike and drop your blood sugar. So I would recommend that 70 grams is way too, depends on how tall you are, like how tall in centimeters or in inches are you? Because if you're like 5'6" or, if you're 165 or 68 centimeters, then perhaps 75 would be a good number, grams in weight. Oh yeah, you said grams in weight, so we ain't doing inches. We're doing centimeters. So yeah, if you're under 170 centimeters, then like 168, 167, 165, 163. More like 165, 163, 64, 65, 66, 156 centimeters. Sorry, 165 or 66. Then 75 would be all right. Otherwise, you'd need more. How would I know if you're hypoglycemic? What are the symptoms? Okay, good question. Hypoglycemia can be a bunch of weird stuff, just like depression, moody, cranky, tired in the morning, crash in the middle of the day, wake up in the middle of the night. People wouldn't consider waking up in the middle of the night as hypoglycemia. They think they have to pee, but they don't have to pee. It's their blood sugar dropping too low, and then they wake up, so the body doesn't go into coma. It is shaky, hungry, and agitated at the same time. Low energy. So like every time I'm at the gym, people are like, I gotta go. They're like, you can't focus. You have mental brain fog. Those would be a depression, really tired, especially a drop in energy out of nowhere, and tired in the morning and very wired at night. Let me see, Stephanie. Yeah, important to balance your omega-3 and 6. Can too much pork and chicken be bad because of the omega-6? I think pork is supposed to be high in omega. Wait. It's a monounsaturated fat, which is a 9, I think. So I don't think that pork is high in 6. I think it's birds that are. But that's why you rotate. Deborah's reminding you guys to book a consultation. Go to stephanieperson.com, and there we can talk one-on-one and really flush out all the issues. So I should do a video on what my consultations look like. If somebody wants to actually allow theirs to be filmed, I will put it up online on Google Hangouts, via Google Hangouts, so you can see what a consultation looks like. I'll do that. I think I'll do that. I'll do like a free consultation with somebody who's willing to let the whole world see what it looks like. Let's see here. How do you resolve if your blood sugar drops during the night? So that's the hypoglycemia. Now, unfortunately, with hypoglycemia, you have to do something that's a little difficult with the digestive tract, which is to eat all day long. And it works. But you don't have to eat a lot. You can just keep your fat up real high. So for example, you can have breakfast, lunch, dinner, but then the in-between might be a yolk or ground meat, like ground beef that's been ground up so you chew less, right? So we want easy to digest meat, like either fish, like sardines or salmon or egg yolks or duck yolks or goose yolks. These are really great because they're easier to digest with a tablespoon or two of fat. This will help stabilize your blood sugar. You're not eating these foods for pleasure per se, but you're doing them to not have this up, down, up, down. So when you get insulin and the relationship between insulin and glucagon, because insulin will slam it down too hard and glucagon's not getting it back up. And then you're just like blood sugar low, blood sugar high, blood sugar low, and you feel horrible. So people wake up in the middle of the night typically for a couple of reasons. One, because like they're having the release of bile, because they're having like, bile duct and biliary duct issues. And then they have this like, their liver or their gallbladder will start secreting, especially the gallbladder will start secreting bile, especially people who eat too late at night, wakes you up. And then people's blood sugar will drop too low. So sometimes I have people eat like 2 tablespoons of like an animal fat an hour before bed, or again, like a yolk or something soft, easy to digest, because we're not trying to feed the stomach. And, eating food at night also is really, the body's like, what are you trying to do? Like, I'm done working. Like, now you making me go back in the car and back to my job and clock in and start working again. And food doesn't digest very properly after the sun starts going down. So if you eat at night to not wake up, it is literally for people who are absolutely riddled with chronic adrenal and hypoglycemia, if that answers the question. Okay, will 1 tablespoon of coconut oil before bed help? It could, but I used to say that, but I'm really like, just use coconut oil. It bypasses the gallbladder, so it could work, but really I think it should be like coconut oil with a little bit of like a fatty meat, right? Ground turkey thigh or fish or egg yolk or something like that. I don't think it should just be coconut oil. I don't think that's going to work. Plus, it might give you guys Hershey squirts, and that's nasty. Okay, let's see here. Let me see. That's a terrific idea to have a consult for us to hear. Yeah. For you guys to see what a consultation looks like. I'm going to do that. Because people are like so apprehensive to kind of like book a consultation because there's money involved. And, you don't know if you're making the right choice. Of course, I know that it is, because the more I learn over the years, the stronger I've become, and the more excited. People are really happy after every single consultation. No one has been like, it's been a while since I've had deadpan, boring people. We crying together, we laughing together in these consultations, because people have a lot of health issues. They need help. They're either a naturopathic doctor, holistic, functional, whatever, or throwing wrong supplements at them, because like, I'm not throwing like, potassium chloride at you. I'm not throwing you a vitamin D supplement or desiccated or pig thyroid. I'm like, let's figure out why your thyroid started to become underactive or overactive with oh, my brain just went blank. Developing Hashimoto's, or becoming hyper or hypothyroid. A lot of people don't know what's going on. Another reason that your hair can fall out if you have plaque psoriasis in the scalp or iron deficiency. So a lot of menstruating women don't know that. Like, they bleed too much and their hair starts falling out. They haven't figured that out. Combined with adrenal fatigue and poor thyroid function, it's a hot mess where you see women's hair like getting really thin in weird spots. He might make you cry. Well, then we'll laugh, right? So, no, like, I've just been in situations where people are going through really difficult things. Like, there was a guy who had eczema really bad, and he had wounds all the way up his arm. So he pulled up his sleeves and he went like this and he said, "Please help me." He's like, "I'm suffering." And I saw his arms were just wounds. And he, like, when a grown ass man cries because the doctors don't know what to do, because they're not taught anything about the gut wall at all. And a lot of even naturopathic doctors and naturopathic, whatever, how they pronounce it, will also not have the answer. And so people just literally, because a lot of this stuff emerging now, like oxalobacter deficiency with the bacteria, with diamine oxidase, you're not learning this in these natural courses or schools that people take. You may not learn about these types of health issues, and so that are coming out with like histamine and leaky gut, which most people have, or Candida therapies. And a lot of people who are either chiropractors or naturopathic functional doctors, they start experimenting on their own, and then they start coming up with solutions because they don't necessarily learn that in the schools that they go to. So the guy lifted up his arms and he started crying, and I got really emotional. I was like, this is a grown-ass man suffering. Like, he's like, I need help. That's why this stuff comes into play. Okay, let's see. I have to bounce. Okay, bye. Paul, nice to see you here. Thank you. Watch the replay for the rest. And let's see. Mel, what? Violent Elephant? Makeup Addict about, Makeup Addict 26 about your question before. There are something called asymptomatic hypoglycemia. I had 35. Yeah, exactly. Blood sugar without symptoms. See, symptoms one time, but actually even people may not recognize the symptoms, which really is more the problem, I think. High fruit plus underweight, sedentarianism. Okay. And Deborah, you're so awesome, Deborah, saying that I'm very nice during the consultations, because I mean, people perceive me one way in the live streams. It's not the same in a consultation. So if you guys see a recorded one, you're gonna be like, okay, that's kind of a different person, sort of. See, you're so correct on eating all organ meats. Look up Greek recipes. I've been getting a lot of Greek people on my Instagram saying, oh, we do this and we do that. Organ meats, look up Greek recipes for organ meats. But you gotta be careful, because sometimes these recipes use ingredients that are not, cohesive with the keto or keto carnivore. Let's see. They know how to repair these organ meats correctly. That is true, because I watched a video on YouTube like a couple of years ago about how to prepare a kidney, because they've been doing it forever, eating kidney in Greece, like forever, and us here like super like virgin newbies. Is keto in general the best way to go, and keto carnivore is just the best version of that? Keto carnivore, plants do have their place, right? Some people are so destroyed, their body is so destroyed, they have like some type of cancer or autoimmunity, where they're so sensitive to the anti-nutrients or the plant poisons that they have to go carnivore. Like Michaela Peterson, for example, she was like, everything was making her sick. But for those who just have, milder sensitivities or issues, they wouldn't necessarily have to do carnivore. They could rotate. But for me personally, because we are destroyed, I think that, like my friend, he's like a model, right? He's like, oh, I haven't worked in so long and I've gained weight, and I'm gonna try to drop, like, I don't know, he said something like 16 pounds in like 8 days. And I'm like, dude, don't do that. Like, don't just deprive yourself and start sweating in the hot sauna and all that. You're just gonna make yourself sick. I said, why don't you just try to do a version of keto? Because I said, if you drop, because he's like running now and he never runs anymore. I was like, if you do just dropping your carbs and dropping your fat and dropping everything, you're just literally gonna, start developing dark circles around your eyes before you even go to your photo shoot. So I said, why don't you kind of just do a version of keto? I was talking about how important it was to up the fats and the kinds of fats. So do I think that keto is the best way to survive in 2019 turning 2020? Oh, hell yeah. Because those processed carbs, we're destroyed. We are so toxic. Our gut walls are weak. We do not prepare these foods, the anti-nutrients in foods. So people are eating like beans and nuts and cheese, and people are reacting to the casein in cheese and just exacerbating the problem. They're throwing like fermented foods and they're making their histamine intolerance worse. So yeah, keto carnivore, especially carnivore with people who are really messed up. Yo, it's amazing. I mean, I never thought that you could just eat organ meats, high fat, moderate to low protein, be full carnivore with, of course, your electrolytes with your sodium, and um, and not eat vegetables or plant source foods. I didn't think it was possible. What was I wrong? But you learn, and that's what I love, that we are learning every year, every month, every day, every hour. Okay, protein raw meats less absorb. Is protein raw meat? I don't think so. I don't think you would have to worry because you're not supposed to pound down the meat. You're supposed to pound down the fat. What? Okay, see, Steph is 500 milligrams of magnesium daily. Okay, like some people say, if you cook your foods, you can unlock some of the nutrients better, but I don't know. So 100 milligrams of magnesium. Yes, it's okay. How much potassium for balance of keto carnivore? So your potassium, they say, but here's the thing, I've spoken about this before. People aren't really sure, because if you are on a friggin' standard American garbage processed food diet, the demand for potassium is most likely going to be a lot higher, because people eat everything with sodium in it. Like they're eating chips and bread and like even ice cream, and everything has sodium. Sodium too high, and the relationship between the synergy, the balance between sodium and potassium must be on, or else you start swelling up like a balloon, right? Too much sodium, swell. Too much sodium without potassium, too much potassium without sodium, swell. So they have to be balanced. Your lymphatic system gets really wonky. So you start to develop heart palpitations with too much sodium and not enough potassium. So when you're eating non-processed foods and you strengthen the gut wall, the need for potassium goes down. So you don't need 4,700 milligrams. That's just ludicrous. So the amount that you would need is negligible, depending on if you're sweating or how much sodium intake you have. So that depends on your day and what you do and who you are. So, and then people just don't know the solid answer as of yet. Keto possible at Walmart budget? Yeah, I mean, look, I think Frank Tufano and Sean Baker were having some friggin' debate against quality of food. Now, I'm always going to stress the quality of food, but I know that some people are broke as frack. So what are you going to eat? What do you eat? Like oatmeal with some protein shakes with some crackers or bread, or wheat pasta, or even rice pasta, because you're broke. Or you could do, unfortunately, but I think even at Walmart they might have some grass-fed ground beef. I think they might have some free-range eggs. So there's a couple things that you can get at a decent price at Walmart. But you guys just can do your best. If you can't afford organic, good luck with that. You're gonna get fracked up. But if you don't do keto carnivore, still gonna get fracked up. So might as well choose the less out of the two evils. Casein can be the reason why milk milk bloat you, honey, because that's the lactose, child. Where you been, Jose, child? Also go into the ocean for iodine absorbing skin. Yeah, well, the ocean is it's we messed up, right? So we want iodine as well, but that's the thing about how much iodine is in sea salt and things of this nature, trying to get enough iodine rich through foods. Now the sea does have iodine, and kelp and things of that nature, and just make sure that you don't react to it. And on that note, you guys, it's been an hour. I was supposed to do 30. Thank you, you guys. Can we get up the likes to just 2 more? Don't forget to like up the stream. I always try to get the likes higher than the amount of people joining the live stream. And I don't check to see who's liking, so don't be shy. It just helps the algorithm. We got a couple more, because people bouncing in and out of my live stream. Do you guys have any more questions before I go? Do you think calorie counting is necessary to lose weight on fat? No, calorie counting is absolute the worst, stupid, dumb, like 1979. No, the early calories. It's about your hormones. So I can eat like 3,000 calories, right? I can eat 3,000 calories on keto and can't run because my knee's busted from being a pro skateboarder, and be lean as frack, right? Be sitting at 13-14% body fat, can't run, can't do no cardio. So why am I able to be so lean? Because I've been able to regulate my insulin and my estrogen and my blood sugar and my stress and my gut. So if I were to count my calories, then according to the typical textbooks, I should be fat, but I'm not. So it's all about insulin. If you're eating high caloric foods, but you have no problem with your insulin, then you're not going to store anything. It's when your blood sugar gets too high, your insulin is fracked up, and you're too estrogen dominant. That's what makes you fat. To like up this stream, Jose, you have to go out of the chat, but hit the X to get out of the chat. Then you there's a thumbs up icon. You hit that, and then there's a chat icon to re-enter it to get back in. Thank you, KTS, with all the hearts. Do you know anything about YWO smart flour? No, been seeing it on, ignore it. Byron, whatever it is, it's garbage. People using any type of flour, I don't care if it's even flax or coconut, doesn't matter what it is. If it's from a plant, we have to just be very careful for like 5 different reasons. You know, we don't want to I started off my videos making food porn videos. I don't make them anymore. I will still make a few, and I'm actually still writing my book, and I've already had all the recipes made. So I wrote out a bunch of recipes, and I did get help from a few people, but I have 140 recipes that I'm scared to publish in a book, you know, that are like step approved ingredients, because I've learned so much about weak gut walls. Yeah, and diverticulitis, Crohn's, autoimmunity, I'm, just become a little bit more concerned. So if you take things, you have to take it with a grain of salt, not just pound it down every day. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about, Chuck. Trip them out. God, thanks. That's what I thought. Wanted to run into for you. Okay, sure. KTS. What are you saying about why? About what? You guys, I don't remember what somebody wrote, 3 people ago. So when you're like, why? I'm not like, oh, I remember what, the book. Oh, because people are sick. I'm not trying to make people sick. I'm trying to heal people. That's why. And people are food addicts. So you go and write a recipe, they're like, oh, Steph made this recipe. I'm going to eat this stuff all day, every day, all day, every day. And then you're not getting better and you don't know why. So I have to be very careful. And I also have to put, this recipe has this ingredient, which has this potential problem for this sick type of person. That makes a big people like, why did your book come out soon? I'm like, because I made the thing 10 times harder on myself. You're never going to see a book like the one I'm writing, ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. So it's hard. I made this book way harder, but when it comes out, I'll feel proud of it. I'll feel confident and not nervous that I can hurt anybody. And other people don't care about that. They just want to make money. I mean, we all want to make money, but I don't want to hurt people making money, right? If I can make money helping people, win-win, win-win. I won't make money and then hurt people and be like, too bad for you. Your money's in my pocket. You sick? Not my problem. Cha-ching. No. I'm dropping stuff. Okay. Jose. Oh, Jay. Was I call you Jose? Jay. There was a Jose. Sorry, JB. Thank you for being so receptive to all our questions. You say, all right, I'm leaving. Then I'm leaving. Keep answering our messages. Thank you so much, Jay. Responsibility, yes. I'll be buying a copy of it. Aw, thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, yeah. It's hard to do what I'm doing. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know how I'm wired this way, but I've been pounding these videos out longer than all these people. And of course, I make probably 100 times less or 99% less than they do. But it's just something makes me feel sick to just have any affiliate program, to promote anything, to sell anything, to say anything, to clickbait anything. And I got people around me like, you need to clickbait more. You need to, you need to do this. You need to partner up with this person. I'm like, I don't respect that person. Yeah, but that person has a lot of followers. You should work with them. I'm like, so, at least I want to leave this life with some integrity, because as we go into 2020 in the future, Lord have mercy, child, life is getting a little bit weird, okay? Malls are closing everywhere, okay? Amazon has taken over for those who don't live in the US. There's not gonna be enough jobs for people who are trying to heal and help. You're a woman of integrity. Yeah, I am. I mean, I think that I am. I've learned a lot. You guys can see me evolve over the videos. You've seen me evolve in different live streams where I'm arguing with people, although Deborah has made it very easy for me not to. But I could say one thing a year ago and say another thing today, and then I start to feel different today. You know, it's weird. Like at the tail end of 2019, I just wake up feeling a lot different than before about everything. I even, on my Instagram, I was like, you guys, don't get triggered, right? I was talking to him, kind of going off on a tangent, but I was at Whole Foods and I ran into this black guy that I know, and he was talking about racism. And he was like, this guy said this thing, and I was like, yeah, that sucks. But so what? And he was like, what do you mean, so what? Any idea how much, MJ? I guess if you start, I don't know. I haven't seen it be a problem, but like, why would you need to? Do you know what I mean? Like, get rid of like habits, like use it for medicinal reasons, but like not just for pleasure, or just do it once a week. People become too dependent on us. They don't deal with their stress. They just deal with like MJ. I don't mean Michael Jackson, but sorry. I'm at Whole Foods and he's talking about racism. And he's like, it really pisses me off. Like, I almost punched the guy. I'm like, why? He's like, but he said, I said, you're weak. He's like, what do you mean I'm weak? I'm like, somebody says something and you triggered by because somebody says something? Who cares? Your goal is to be accurate as possible and keep learning. Yeah, it really is. Because the first people that I coached, like one person was so dehydrated, this is years ago. He was so dehydrated, he had to go to the hospital. I was like, oh, I'm scared. Like, that scared the pants off me. But the point about the triggered thing and deciding what you want out of life, because keto has a lot to do with the way that you think, right? People are like, oh my God, it's so restrictive, I can't do it. I'm like, well, that's only in your mind. You created that. So that's your problem. I only have this many choices of food. I can't live. It's not fun. It's not fun to eat like this. And I'm like, okay, but you messed up. Have you not looked in a mirror? For like what? Like for real? What? What kind of bash in the head do you need to get before you wake up? So the point is that I'm talking to this younger guy and he's reacting. And I'm like, dude, who cares? But there is no buts. Let it go. That's what happens when you get older. You literally are like, and I live in LA in the center of beauty and all this kind of crap, and I'm bored. I'm so bored. I'm like, this is boring. I need some nature. I need some nature, people. Get me away from this crap. And it's just, yeah, it's a weird time. When you're younger, you're a millennial, you don't realize how weird it is because you've grown up in the weirdness. Not me, honey. Oh no, Steph sees all the weirdness happening. So that's what I'm saying. Y'all need to make the decision to do this, not for weight loss, but for health reasons. And if you have a healthy body, you're going to have nice collagen, right? Elastin, collagen. As you get older, like me, I'm turning 52 next month. I'm not going to be some, grannies in a rocking chair. Steph's going to be like, boom, we got the business going on, right? Boom. Yes. That's right. I'm going to enjoy my business. I've been working my whole life on it. Broken back, broken knee, broken leg. So that's what I wanted to say to you guys to sort of inspire you in this stream, is to open your mind. Don't do the same thing. Don't eat the same food. Don't have the same friends. Don't be stuck in a loop. Or your quality of life, you won't get the goals you want if you keep experiencing the same thing and you don't let your amount of humanity evolve. Okay, with wellness and brain health, we'll get the joy from other aspects of life instead of food. Exactly. That's another thing. Like, I love good food, but trust me, after doing this thing for almost 12 years and turning 52 and not ever cheating, for me, food is like not my motivation. Like, I love it. Don't get me wrong. That smells and ooh, this tastes fabulous. Because trust me, stuff makes your food taste fabulous. But I'm not driven by that. I don't sit there and think about food all day, like almost never. Sugar cravings, bye. It's amazing. It's such an amazing empowerment to not be ruled by food, especially doing carnivore. Like you don't have to make all these special dishes. Yo, you just throw like a cut of freaking ribeye on the plate and put some liver up on there and some butter. I'm good. Steph's happy. Stephanie's got like, so good. And I just go on with my day. I don't have to sit there and trip around the supermarket. What am I going to make? And all these sauces and dishes and spices. No. Food is fuel. That's right. It's not entertainment. Exactly. You're not taking advantage of anybody. So be sure of yourself that you are sharing this book out of love and of mankind. Yeah, you guys know this book could have been out 2 years ago and I could have been making my paper. Because I could have had this book out right before like the explosion of keto. That's not me. And it's the same thing when I was a pro skateboarder. I remember people came up to me and said, we can give you like your first signature pro skateboard. Let me show y'all. So when I was a teenager, I was offered my own pro board, right? So this would be a skateboard, and then on the bottom it would be like a Stephanie Person board, right? As a female skateboarder. And I was like, but I'm not good enough yet. At the time. They're like, no, you're good enough. And I was like, no, I need to learn more. So I passed on a signature model when I was a teen to be a pro skater at that time. And I didn't want it. The guy was like, are you insane? You're an idiot. I mean, part of me is like, yeah, I could have gone down in history as like one of the first or one of the few first female skaters with their own pro Stephanie skateboard model, but I did not feel confident enough as a pro skater at that time, so I passed. And I think I kind of felt the same way about this book. It's like, I put it out, you're making money, right? Raise your profile, but you don't feel good. Like, you don't feel right about it. So when I finally put out this book, I'm going to feel so proud of it. You don't even know. Really proud. We see your love. Oh, thank you, KTS. No, I don't take collagen supplements. Actually, don't believe in them. And they also have glutamate, which gives people headaches. So this whole collagen thing is too much. The best way, you guys, to preserve your skin, right? Because this is 50-year-old. My friend's all making fun of me today. He's 34. He's like, you're old. And I was like, dude, I look younger than you, bruh. Okay. He's like, you're old. I'm like, I'm good. I'm glad I was born in 67, bruh. You little punk. I was like, and you know what? You're gonna be turning 40 soon. And then what? You're gonna look like my grandfather. So better stop with it. Protect your collagen. You don't need collagen powder. You can get it from oxtail, chicken feet, best source of collagen. But be sure you don't have a glutamate issue or else you will be feeling sick eating a bunch of bone broth and collagen powder. Because, yeah, it's a trend, you guys. Same thing with MCT oil. First it's coconut oil, then it's MCT oil, then it's brain octane garbage, and then it's keto, beta hydroxybutyrate garbage salts, and this product and that product and this nonsense. And are you guys happy that the whole beta hydroxybutyrate salts trend is gone? Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Everybody's like, no, they work. Yeah, they work. They burn a hole through your pocket. That's how they work, people. Yes, can't wait to get that point where food is no longer consumes me. That skin is clearly more elastic than mine, and I'm 30. I need more calories. I know, yeah. I mean, I am obsessed with staying young, obviously. I am. I'm not going to lie. I am. Like, I have my swag, yo. When I walk into the gym, I'll be like, y'all clear the lane. The queen is here. Y'all white people may not get that, but we call ourselves queens and kings, us black people. Yes, honey, we do. Okay? It's a self-empowerment thing. It's not an ego thing, maybe slightly, but it's an empowerment thing. I walk in, to the changing room with all these 20-something millennials and all these models and all these girls. I'm like, y'all spread to the side. The queen is here, and they know it too. They look at me, they're like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, oh my God. Oh my God. I love it. And there's just something really, really fun about going like, I don't have to age. You mean all I have to do is work harder to take care of myself and other people? And I can enjoy life? Sign me up, okay? Sign me up. Thank you, Nancy. I think that people should be able to see themselves as kings and queens and, you know, of nobility and to feel really like, you know, I've been on this planet. Yo, when I turned 50, I was like, yo, I'm still here working my ass up. Okay, when you were on the planet this long and you still ripe for the picking, okay, you a queen or you a king. Point blank, period. So you guys need to look in the mirror and say, I'm a queen or I'm a king, and start treating yourself like one. Stop. Well, it's not fun and if I'm smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol or eating this garbage. No, then you're not a queen or you're not a king. No, you a peasant. If you treat your body like a peasant, you ain't a queen. Of course you can have Himalayan salt, but I have Himalayan salt, and I also have real salt, and I also have the gray salt, the Celtic salt. These are my 2 experiments right now. I think they're working quite fabulous. I have a jug. You want to see? Y'all swear. Testing, trying to queen. What am I doing? Okay, where is it? I got a big jug of Himalayan salt somewhere. I don't even know where it is anymore. Oh, Lord have mercy. I've got like a huge jug of Himalayan salt, so it's not gone. It's not gone. All right, I think I'm losing people because I'm acting silly. You're the king. You see? It's good to call yourself king and queen, okay? I don't understand people for me because not treating myself properly, I don't know, like, that would be awful. Like, eating bad, like, why would I do that? People are like, don't you miss? I'm like, miss what? What am I going to miss? Miss feeling like a peasant? No, I don't miss feeling like a peasant. Treat my body like a trash can? Why did I miss? I don't miss that. I don't miss that. I feel so amazing treating myself like a queen. I can't explain the high, right? For people who are like, you know, like giving into their chocolate or giving into their coffee or giving into their cheese, or I can't give up my nuts. I'm like, I felt sorry. You a slave. That's slave mentality. No, that is not a noble thinking. If you are attached to food, you are attached to other things. You got to let things go and move forward and evolve. On that note, I'm going to take my preaching black, golden color, and enjoy tonight because I'm going to do a lot of work from all the stuff that we filmed in the studio. And then I have a consultation in the morning. So thank you everyone for joining this chat. I really appreciate your patience. I like to have fun. I hope anyone doesn't become tripping on my silliness, like, because we very too much triggered these days. But thank y'all for being here for me, supporting me, and a lot of you guys have been with me throughout the years, and I could not be more grateful. Even though I'm cocky and silly, I'm also very humble, always. Thank you, Deborah, so much for always having my back. I love Deborah. That's a special woman. So you should love her too. So bye, guys. Hearts, flowers, thank you. And I'm out. And let's just hope that the Wi-Fi is not glitchy. Bye, guys. Or I'll have to go back to Liberate and get better service. Bye, guys. Thank you. And I'm out. Because I got some energy in my 50s. That's what's up. Bye, guys. Bye. Adios. Adios. Hey, do.